Our conservatory was built by T&K Home Improvement in Wellingborough several years ago to the value of around £30,000. At the end of 2019, we started experiencing some pretty significant issues that we reported to T&K. Unfortunately, T&K have been rather unresponsive at trying to remediate the issues in a timely manner. A lot of the issues that we started reporting in 2019 are still continuing today and getting worse and escalating. So, I guess the first issue to talk about was a really easy one. There was a threshold at the back of the door, a plastic strip that went through. That was lifting at the corner there. So T&K said that they'll come out and just replace that. They ripped it up, tried to put a new one in, and it wouldn't fit. They came back again a second time in 2021, and again I was reassured that there's only one type of threshold that could fit on there. They haven't been changed, but the people that come out say deny that and say, yeah, it's completely different type, it doesn't fit. They try and put it in, hammer it in, and it just snaps. They tried two last time and it didn't work. Now, the other issue that is relatively new that I reported about a month ago is that we are experiencing dripping coming from the screws up here. If you can see that, you can see some water there. It hasn't, I don't think it's rained overnight, but we can see that, touch that, we can see the water is coming through. So that drip tends to drip down. Not sure where else the water's going there. Again, on this side, we're also finding water coming through from the screw over here. Now, originally in 2019 and 2020, we started reporting issues of leaks coming through, especially in the glass area up here. That was leading to a lot of leaks. Now, T&K have been out and rectified that. It has left, so there was water dripping down the wall, so it has left some marks. I don't know if you can see that on the wall itself and on the plaster that T&K said that they would remediate, and we haven't heard anything since that time. A few weeks ago, we noticed that there was some leaking coming through the glass up here. That was leaking directly onto the ceiling. That seems to be a one-off so far. We haven't seen it repeat. It was quite a heavy amount of rain, but there is probably some sealant that needs to be rectified at that area. We also noticed a strange thing a couple of weeks ago, which was just down here, that we saw a puddle of clear water. We thought it maybe one of the children had spilled a drink. It was an unusual place given that it was right against the skirting board. We mopped it up, and we didn't really think too much of it. We haven't seen any kind of repeat from that point. However, yesterday when we woke up, we came down to a puddle of water. As you can see down here, a puddle of water similar to this in this corner, and this water itself is coming directly from the skirting board. So you can see there's a gap in the ceiling and it's coming through there. It's also coming through this area here. You can also see that the skirting board itself is starting to swell. So it is absorbing moisture. Not sure exactly what's causing it, but water is coming through there. Now that's something that we've only seen as of yesterday. However, it's in the same area that we reported at the end of 2019, where we've been seeing moisture building up in this corner of the wall, to the point that the plasterboard itself is getting stained. We're seeing water coming through. Now, T&K did come out once to look at this. They took off the glass roof here. Couldn't find any water coming through. We used the hose. We couldn't find any leaks. So the water must be coming through from another source. Now, the people that came out said there's no way that could happen. However, we've continued to get staining coming through here. What we did agree is that they would cut out a small area. Now that area has been cut out since November, I think, 2020, and T&K have not been out since then to try and look at this issue. So we cut it out specifically to feel the back to see if it was wet. Now right now that isn't wet. I can't feel any damp. Also, I'm told that there should have been foil backed plasterboard fitted that would have stopped any moisture. That wasn't done. The plasterboard that's been used has not been foil backed at all, so it probably contributing to the issue. But the fact that there's moisture building up in that area is a big concern. Now, whatever's causing that is potentially now causing that, and that's built up over a year now. And T&K again have completely ignored the issue and not come out with any kind of solutions, or even come out to properly investigate it, other than sending a couple of fitters to have a look at the glass last year. So really, that's it. I'm going to send this video to T&K again today. I've tried contacting them yesterday, no response. Again this morning, still no response. But ultimately, I'm not happy with the fact that I've paid £30,000 for a pretty big conservatory, and it's supposed to have a 10-year guarantee, and T&K are just not honouring that commitment right now. There is actually one more issue just to show you, which is the back door. So last year we found that the back door got completely stuck. It's around June time. They did come out to try and freeze it up, but what they found that they couldn't fit a new door lock that included the top bolt. So it was only until I think it was this year, early this year, that they came out to try and do that final fitting. Took almost a year to go and do. Now generally the door does shut. Now we are finding intermittent issues. I must say that it's not replicating right now. I tried this a bit earlier and it wasn't doing the same, but what we find is that when we close the door, quite often we pull the latch up, we turn the key, and it gets stuck. And the reason for it is that this little handle here just isn't pushing up quite enough. So you tend to find that you've got to push that an extra little tiny bit and really stress that handle to get the key turned. Now that wasn't the case before T&K came out and fitted the remediating part or actually I think they completely refitted the lock earlier this year. So probably some slight tuning to be done on this handle. I'll try and potentially replicate the issue again on another video. Right now, as I said, it is locking okay, and if it carried on locking like this, then that would be great, but it is intermittent, and especially when the kids are using it, they're finding that they can't lock the door correctly, whereas they could previously, until before the last fitting. So as I said, I'll get all these issues sent across to T&K, and fingers crossed, almost 2 years later, they'll actually try and fix these issues.